So what happens if you feel like you have a system in place, but it's not quite working for you? Maybe some tweaks have to be made or some kind of bumps are happening and you're just not sure what the problem is, why it's just not working the way that you thought it should. Well, my name's Pamela Lewerenz. I am the Brick Wall Coach, and I run a consulting and coaching agency. I'm here to talk to you about time, tasks, and tools. So the first thing is looking at your time. Are you finding that maybe the time that you've allotted to a certain task is not working because it's taking too short of amount of time? Or perhaps you're looking at your task like, well, that's huge, and I don't even want to start tackling that at the moment. Maybe you're looking at the task that's huge and looming before you, and you're thinking, this is not the time for me to even start to tackle this. The first thing you want to look at is making sure that you're being realistic with your time. Making sure that when you look at a project, you are chunking it up into manageable steps. If you've never done the project before, the first time you're going to have to give it your best guess. If it's something you have done before, then you pretty much have a good idea on how long it's going to take you, and that's what you want to be using as your time frame. The other piece of it is making really big projects small and manageable steps to those projects. Another piece of this is making sure you know exactly what you're going to be focusing on. You want to take 15 minutes the night before or even that very morning and go over that task list and make sure that you have the steps laid out in front of you the way that you should for that particular time of the project. Part of that is looking at the due date. When is a particular project due? You want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time in order to realistically reach that deadline. The tasks part. So for each larger project you have, there's so many little steps that go into it. That's what we call the small manageable chunks. So you just want to make sure that you're being very realistic and that you know exactly each step and what it entails. If you need to go out and do research, if you need to reach out to team members, whatever it might be. As you're working on these tasks, you also want to make sure that you are constantly reevaluating and making sure that you are headed in the right direction. Maybe it's taking you longer than you thought, so you're going to have to readjust your timeline according to when it's due. And the tools piece. You want to simply make sure that you have everything that you need when you start a project, as much as you possibly can. So make sure that on that timeline that you've given yourself, you have enough extra time built in there so you're able to reach out to team members, research the things that you need to, and give yourself enough space so you're not multitasking and making sure that you're just staying on course.